Talks podcast.
Hey,
We're
hey.
back for another week. If you have been tuning in with us lately, you'll know that it's vacation season right now for Cassie and I.
Sure is.
So our conversations are kind of heavy around that a little bit. So if you've been needing a vacation, definitely continue tuning in so we can continue to talk to you about our good times. I know Cassie's turn is next.
Yes.
So I'm excited to hear about your trip. I'll definitely share a little bit about mine, and it's not anything super exciting, but I can definitely share this much needed trip that I got to go on.
Yes, you need to because we haven't really had a time to talk about it yet. So I'm interested
Mm-mm.
to hear how it went and also how
Yes.
you've been feeling because, nothing ever goes to plan. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you said that right.
Mhm.
So, pretty much I had a sinus infection the entire time
You
for
poor
our
thing.
trip. Yeah, and I think it's been creeping up on me because the nasal passage has been feeling different and stuff like that for
Mhm.
probably about a week and a half or a week before actually going on the trip.
Oh,
Didn't really think much of it, but it's just like, okay. So yeah, it was a pain in the ass. Like it was just hard to breathe at times. It wasn't anything crazy, but it
good.
was just so annoying and at the absolute worst time possible where it's like I finally have time to myself. I'm finally
Mhm.
on a trip. I don't have to care about no one but me and my man because the baby's not with us right now. So, that's just
Right.
one less thing. And it's just really, I don't have to care for my man like that, taking
Right,
care
right.
of him. But, so it was so exciting to feel like I had more time to myself and just could focus on myself a little more.
Mhm.
And I was sick. So I'm just worrying about getting through whatever
Right.
this thing is. So I was just pounding fruit juice and just outside as much as possible, but we still kind of had a few errands to run while we were down there because we did go for a wedding, but
Yeah.
um we had a few other things to attend to down there. So it was just like, oh gosh, what the what the
Can't
hell?
actually relax.
Yeah, so it kind of sucked, but that did not hinder my trip in any way though.
Well, good.
So we the first day we got there we went to a West Indian wedding. So
Mhm.
for those who are not very familiar with the culture, I can say myself, I'm not very familiar with the West Indian culture. I would love to be. Part of my family is from the islands, but not the West Indies. So it was really exciting for me to be able to have a brand new experience where it's not just, like a Catholic American wedding or just the standard kind of traditional American wedding,
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to be something different. The wedding was 3 days. So that
That's so
alone just
wild.
says right, this says
You told me
this is
that.
going to be lit, right?
Yeah. I was
It's going
like,
to be
3
turned
days? What
up.
the hell? That's a lot of
Right.
outfits, that's a lot of,
W
ugh.
Right, because we remember we talked about my dress struggles,
Mhm,
and you know what?
mhm.
The dress I didn't really like ended up looking better on me than I thought. Still don't care for it, but it looks better than
Oh, well, good.
I
You know,
thought
when
when
you're
I
all,
was, fully
dolled up
dressed.
and
Yes.
exactly, yeah,
Yes.
makes a
So,
difference.
we didn't go the first day, but because obviously you RSVP in advance and
Mhm.
we didn't really know the situation with the baby and all that, and kids were only allowed to go to certain parts, so we were like, yeah, no, we'll just do the last 2 days and call it that.
Right.
So the first day we went was the ceremony, and it was very beautiful.
Mhm.
It was at some center, so they had a stage set up with just all this red and gold, which hello, my colors, okay. So that was really
Mhm.
exciting, but it was just their I don't know the proper terminology, if it was their
Mhm.
priest or justice of the peace, whatever that person was,
Gotcha.
he pretty much narrated as they were doing things, because he's like, this is how we would do things back home in our country,
Mhm.
but this is how we're going to do it here. So he's the stage represented the bride's home and how they would do things back home. So it was pretty cool because it was kind of like a performance or like a play,
Gotcha.
but it was actually their ceremonial process.
Right, right.
So it's like you're watching it all unfold, and it was just really fulfilling because there was just so much culture behind it.
Yeah.
And right now in my life, I feel like I don't have a lot of tradition or culture like that around me. And then, when you lose like the matriarch or patriarch of the family, those that really hold things together,
Yeah,
those traditions just go out the window if no
right.
one else holds it down.
Mhm.
So, and even so, we didn't have traditions strong like that.
Yeah.
So, being able to sit there and watch it was just like, damn, this shit's kind of dope. But at the same time, I was like, damn, this is a lot, because everything you have to go through to get to all of that. But no, it was a really good time. The food was banging. We were literally there for the first day for like 5 hours.
That seems pretty normal though, like
No, Cassie, it was just the ceremony. There was no reception.
well, okay.
There was
That's
no
like the actual, like,
reception.
marriage part, right? Because
Right.
alright, yeah, I don't know if I could just
Yeah,
sit there through that and, like,
five
watch all the food.
hours. I went to
Now,
a
were
Catholic
you
wedding
how you
and I thought that
mentioned
was long.
well, yeah, those are always long. Like, one of my girlfriends got married, and I felt like that shit was forever. Um,
Are we there yet?
but when you mentioned that, like, this was, like, a performance, like, on a stage, like, were you, like, sitting in, like, auditorium type of seats, or were these actually, like, set up like wedding seats, like,
No, it
individual,
was
like
set up like wedding seats. It was
okay,
at some I can't think of what the center was, but it's like a center where they host events. So but there was a stage in the room. Like it makes me think of like a
gotcha.
convention center.
Okay.
Like when like business people go to their meetings and they have the stage but they have all the tables out on the floor,
Right, right.
like wedding seating. So yeah,
Okay,
it was just like that. It was still a wedding setup. Beautiful centerpieces, like oh my, everything in there was just beautiful.
gotcha.
Like beautiful. I could not imagine how much time
I'm
and
sure.
money
Yeah.
has gone into all of that because it
A lot
was
of money
like,
goes into one day. Shit.
right, right. And they have 3 days worth of stuff.
That's
So
wild.
they probably have a lot of good supportive family too, because a lot of their family members were there
Mhm.
and they seem very like unified. So hopefully that is something that helped them to, be able to pull all that together. But
Yeah.
it was awesome. Their food banging, like Caribbean food in general, banging.
Right.
So we're not even gonna have to question that. But
Mhm.
vegetarian Caribbean food, the shit. Okay. So, because we know how I've been eating lately, right? I
Yeah.
don't really eat much meat. I ain't gonna lie, I'll dabble in some goat a little bit, may have chicken here and there, but that's really about it aside from my seafood, which I even cut back on that, which is crazy.
Mm.
So, like the food, bang bang, it was awesome. Day two was we were late, I ain't gonna lie, but
Oh.
the first day we got there, we were on time
Mhm.
but early as shit
Gotcha.
because Caribbean people be late as hell
Well,
to
yeah, they
stuff.
always trick you. They always say, like, "Get here at this time," but it's like an hour
Yeah.
before anything actually starts.
No, yeah, actually, it was about an hour, around an hour and a half that we
Yeah.
sat there. We're like, oh, something's now happening.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So then we were like, well, we don't need to be on time the next day. The next day we missed mad shit. And it was
Well,
like, so
that's
y'all just
normally,
mess
like,
with our
the way for the
emotions.
ceremony, right? Like, they always tell you to, like, get there at a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
and the ceremony always starts later, but I feel like
True.
the parties are always on time, so
Yeah, it was just like, what the hell? So, the next day was good though. Couldn't find our table because we came late and the table numbers weren't easy to read. So we're just like, hey, can't find our table. Anyone sitting here?
you're stupid.
And we ended up sitting on the bride side and we actually know them through the groom. And it was like, what the? So it was like, hey, mixing and mingling, ain't nothing wrong with that. But
Y'all over
again,
here.
banging ass food, a really good time. They were lit. They were jamming. They just jamming and drinking and partying and having a good time. And I'm like, I'm exhausted. Like I'm just
Yeah.
exhausted watching y'all. But it was just so nice. It was really nice. But aside from the wedding festivities, I actually went to the batting cages for the first time ever in my life.
You did?
I've never been to the batting cages. You know I'm athletic as shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even know where there's batting cages where we grew up anyway, so I don't know.
And
But
everything would be out of town, girl. We from the sticks. Everything out of town. There's nothing around. Like
exactly.
literally
So
nothing
it's not like
around.
a thing that, like, you would go out and do, so I'm not surprised that you haven't done it. I've never done it
Well,
either.
why not? I mean, just even as you get older, driving yourself around, you can still go out and do things. But
Yeah, but it's
I've
never
never
like,
been to
"Let's
the
go to
batting
the
cages.
batting cages." I don't know.
You
Just
right?
don't see that as being like a thing, so I don't know why you're acting so surprised.
It's because my friends are not as athletic as me. So you know,
Whatever. Yes, I am. I used to be.
it used to be whatever. We all used to be. It's old age now, whatever. But yeah, so first time for that, which
Mhm.
was pretty cool. Another super random first time, which is not exciting, but I went to Publix for the first time.
What is
Um,
that? Mm.
a grocery store.
Oh, okay.
But it's a big ass grocery store and it has good ass food. They're known for their subs. I guess they have really good subs, pub subs.
Mm.
But yeah, for me that was exciting because I've been to Florida so many times that I've not
Right.
gone to Publix, and it was like, God damn. So then we're walking to Publix and I'm like, finally I get to go. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I've never gotten to go into Publix yet. He was like,
You sound old.
right, yeah, well,
Like, I'd never go to Florida or wherever and being like, "I'm excited to go to a grocery store."
because I know they have good fresh food in there. Damn girl.
Weirdo. You ain't go there for
Listen,
that. What the heck?
listen. Well, I had to go there because of the stupid ass sinus
Well,
infection I had.
yeah.
So, that's where the excitement came from. Okay. I find the joy in little things in life, people. I find the little things in life and I appreciate them. Okay.
Whatever. I would've looked at you
Okay.
like you were crazy too. I'm like, "Okay."
That's fine. I'm used to it. You always look at me like that. Plenty of people look at me like that. We're used to it at this fine age in my life. So, whatever. I don't care. But to sum up my trip in a whole, it was a great time. Not as hot as I wanted to be. Of course, it
Oh,
was
really?
nice and toasty back home,
Yeah, it
whenever I'm
was.
not in town. But
That Saturday was
whatever,
beautiful.
whatever.
It
That's
was
why I'm gonna be
hot.
leaving here, and it's gonna be warmer where I'm at more consistently than here. Damn it,
Whatever, oh.
we leaving, and y'all can have this little stupid shit. Rainy ass weekends, warm weeks,
Whatever.
except for this past weekend where it was actually warm on one weekend day. But whatever.
Mhm.
So.
Whatever.
It is what it is, but no, I had a great time. Thank you.
Well, good. I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. I know there was a lot of, like, stress and stuff going up to it, so I'm glad that even though you were, like, busy
Yes.
and did a lot of different things and whatever, like, you still were able
Mhm.
to enjoy yourself, it sound like, aside from
Yeah.
this annoying little cold that, we can all hear hasn't necessarily gone away yet, and
Mhm. I know. I know.
that's, very frustrating, but at least it wasn't something to where, like, you just felt like absolute shit, and, like, because you know how, like, when you get a certain, like, way when you're sick, like, you just can't function?
You can't
At
do
least
nothing.
yeah, at
Mhm.
least it wasn't that bad, so
Yeah, no.
there's a little bit of
Nope,
a
nope, nope.
silver
Yeah, it's
lining.
nice, and now my man is suffering, so
That sucks.
yeah.
But I
Apparently
don't
it's a
think that
thing
can be
before.
a sinus infection, though, because I
It
don't
might
think
not
that
it
those
might have just been a cold.
yeah, because I don't think that that can, like, pass.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't think so either. And then I guess the baby had like a little runny nose, but
mm,
that was about
all
it
her fault.
while we were gone. So,
She was like, "You guys aren't bringing me with you, so now you have to be miserable. Ha ha."
oh my gosh, yo. But I don't know. So everyone's doing all right though. So we'll be all right. We'll be good. We'll be good.
Well, that's good.
But
Keep them
how
over
are
there because I don't
you?
wanna be sick for my vacation.
No, you're fine. Are you ready for vacation?
Not at all.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
even I haven't even packed one thing. I bought a few things, well, not as many things as I liked to, but I have to pack, I need to do my nails, I need to still go to the mall and get some, like, miniature things, and there's just, like, a list I
Damn.
haven't even created yet in my head.
Gosh, right. You're only leaving in 2 days.
Well,
That
I was
long
supposed
ass
to do
list you
one day, but that didn't work out,
right.
so
Well, that long list you sent me, I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste that on back to you to make sure you have everything.
well, I already have a list going, but I feel like I need, like, travel size makeup because we don't do any check bags. So
Mhm.
it's just carry-ons, and I don't remember if they let you bring,
Oh.
like, full size, like, makeup and stuff like that, so I'm, like, freaking out thinking I have to go buy,
Mm.
like, all miniature everything, 'cause I
Oh
don't
my
remember.
gosh.
It's been over a year since I've gone anywhere, so
That's true.
I don't remember.
Great better double check, call the airline and double check or something.
I know.
Search it online.
I need to before I just go buy, like, random shit, but
Mm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this kind of coincides with vacation, and it's something that I've seen online.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's something that's always debatable. And I find it hard to I kind of find it hard to answer, but not really.
Mhm.
But how do you feel about posting your significant other? And I find this to be relevant, right? Because we have vacations and,
Yeah.
everyone be booed up. What'd you call him? My boo, my babe,
I
something.
don't know, 'cause
Everybody
I still don't even know why I did that.
I still can't let it go. Everyone's booed up, you want to be vacation fine and, just showing off while you're on vacation and all that.
Right.
And Myself, I'm someone who actually does not post my significant other.
I also
And
don't really post, but that's neither here nor there.
right. But even looking at the past, I never really posted my significant other.
Yeah,
And I just was kind of like curious on your thoughts on that
gotcha.
with people posting or not posting their significant others.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess this is kind of like the first relationship that like I've one that like I've really been in, and then two that like I've been in since like social media has been a thing.
Mhm.
But I kind of go either way. Like I used to post all the time, right? But I don't really as much anymore.
Mhm.
But I don't know, I'm kind of like not to, like, sit there and, like, post things all the time and, like, always, have stories together and, like, whatever, but I think
Mhm.
for me, like, an occasional post just to say, like, "Hey, bitch, like, yes, we're still together," I think is sufficient for me, but not something to have done, like, all the time because I do truly think that social media can disintegrate relationships, and
Mhm.
so it's not a good thing to always put somebody out there because, in my opinion, that is when, other people get to lurking and then they might get to DMing and, like, all this kind of random shit because bitches
Mm.
are lethal, um
Lethal.
but I think a little here and there subliminal is okay, and, like, one post, like, on my entire timeline of, like, us, I think
Mhm.
works. So, a little bit, like,
Yeah.
in the middle, right? So, like, not too much, but also, like, not a lot. More of just like a, "Yep, like, we're still here," or, like, if there's, like, a cute
Peekaboo.
picture, like,
Right. That is too funny. See, I feel so back and forth on it because it's like I am so like my social media. This is mine. There's nobody else that needs to be on here.
No.
And I don't mean it in like an asshole way, but it's just like I don't post about none of y'all for your birthdays. Like I don't post like you don't ever see me
Mhm.
do birthday shout outs. I don't like that was back in the day maybe, but nowadays I don't do birthday shout outs. If it's not about me, I usually don't really post it like for
Same
the
for
most
you.
part. And it's like it used to be the dog really that I would post if I posted anything,
Yeah.
like aside from myself. But when it comes to like posting my significant other, it's like, I mean, I guess if y'all want to see him, sure. But it's like, I don't know, like I just sometimes I want to, but sometimes I don't. But I like don't want to lose my consistency on like not posting and then to start posting.
Yeah.
And then like you said, bitches get nosy.
They do.
And it's like, which yeah, you can post someone and not have to tag them. Absolutely. But then we're women. We know how to search through friends lists and find someone based off of this tiny ass icon picture versus this big old post picture. So it's
Yeah.
like, uh, some things are just better left unknown. Like if you don't know us,
Right.
then you don't need to worry about seeing us online.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because let me tell you, anytime that I have posted him on my story, I
Mhm.
my account's, like, set up to where, like, I can actually see who well, actually, I don't know if this is everybody, but you can see who, like, views your story and stuff like
Oh
that,
yeah. Yeah.
and, within that, whenever you tag someone, you can see, like, how not who, but you can see how many people, like, tapped on a tag. And
Oh
anytime I
gosh.
post him, I see at least, like, half the people that are looking at my story tapping on his, like,
Oh my
username or whatever. So I'm like, "All
gosh.
these little nosy people out here trying to
Right.
see who my
Oh
man is."
my gosh. Do you think
Mm.
it's like insecure or anything in any way to not post your significant other?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with insecurities. I just think
Mhm.
it's something more about, some people are just more protective, maybe
Yeah.
is I don't even know if that's, like, the better word. Um Or just, like, cautious because, like, it does bring, certain things into your relationship that you might not necessarily want, or some
Mhm.
people don't like to post because they out there doing other things and they don't want, any kind of
Right.
things going on. So,
No, that's true.
I feel like it
That's
goes either
very true.
way. Yeah.
No, it does go either way. I can definitely say for myself, there's definitely no, sense of insecurity around that.
Yeah, I don't
And it's just, but it's like how we both have always operated. Like we both weren't really like ever posting anyone we've even dated in our past on social media. So it's
right.
just like, no, I like you way better than everybody I had in the past, but that still don't make you like King Tut and need to be posted every damn day. Like I don't even post the baby and she's cute. you know.
I can't with you.
But I always find it to be it's such a debate, and I was really wondering how you felt about it because I do know that you post your man.
Mhm.
Um, I know you don't post him all the time, but it was just one of those where it's like, I wonder how she feels about this because it really is something you can't fully read that you actually have to talk to people about.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that you were going to be so in the middle.
No? Which way did you
No,
think I was gonna go?
I just thought that you were gonna be more of the like, "Yeah, like, you should post them." You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, like, if that's who you're with, then yeah, and you should definitely, like, shed a
gotcha.
little light on it. Not that you're gonna be like, "You need to post them all the time," but I just didn't think you'd be so like, "No, don't really need to post, but here's a little sprinkle."
Yeah, I mean, and you are right, like, I think it is a conversation that you do need to have with your with your partner. Do you
Mhm.
know how he feels about it? Like, does it bother him you don't post him, or is he
No, it doesn't bother him. He's actually funny because he's like, I don't really want people being too nosy if they don't already know you
right?
type of ordeal. So he's like, because he had this picture like he wanted to post with me and the baby, but you can't see the baby because she's facing me.
Mhm.
But he's just like, he only like, like all of us, we have so many friends on social media,
Yeah.
but we only actually talk to our real friends,
Right, right.
by phone.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't really want these people coming out of the woodwork like, "Oh, you had a baby? Oh, who's that?"
Yeah, that's
And it's
true.
just like, I get it because even to this day, like, I still see people who are like, "You had a baby?" It was like, "Ooh, I mean, she kinda looks like me, so I guess she's mine, huh?"
You stupid.
You know? It's just like,
Mhm.
yeah, but it's like you don't want any of that extra fakeness or extra
Yeah.
nosiness because it's just like, if you were really, like, in
In
my
my life.
circle or if
Yeah.
you were really here with me or here with us, then you would have already known this information, and it's like, no one's trying to be secretive, like, if you are around,
Mhm.
then you know, but
Yeah.
he's not he's never felt any type of way about me not posting him.
Okay.
And he's just like, I think he's more on the protective side of, not really posting me. And I think also to avoid the nosiness,
Mhm.
because it's usually us women who are the more nosier ones. But
Assuming.
at the same time, them guys, they be just as nosy too now. I ain't gonna act like it's just the women. Some of these dudes out here be just as nosy. Oh, who's that? Oh, who's that? So
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're on the same page about it, which is nice.
Great.
That's one of the best things about our relationship is that I'm not going to say necessarily that this is a big thing, but for a lot of big things in our lives, he and fall on the same page,
Mhm.
or we know how to respectfully meet in the middle when we disagree. So for us, that's like
Gotcha.
huge.
Great.
But we've taken big strides from our past and make that effort to truly not let it be the same
Mhm.
and to just have that change. So social media ain't taking us down. I'll be damned. I'll cut a bitch
Yeah, I feel like it's wild
kindly.
when it actually does, like, t tear people down because it's just, like, it's not
Yeah.
a real thing to even have, like, affect your relationship, you know? Like, I don't know.
Mm-mm.
There's so
But
many other things out there.
everyone's on it and it's just so addictive.
Yeah.
So, and you just see so much on there, like
Mhm.
real stuff, fake stuff. You don't know what's really what anymore. And I don't know, it just the addiction I feel like has allowed some people to be so vindictive,
Yeah.
and that's how those relationships get sabotaged. Aside from the people not being real with themselves or their partners, that's if there's a weak bend in that relationship, social media is gonna chew the shit out of that and just tear it apart.
Yeah. No, it's true. It really is, and that's why we just mentioned, right? Like you have to have these conversations with your partner because you
Mhm.
really need to understand how they feel about certain things because
Yeah.
if you're not talking and having that communication, then like what are you really doing, you know?
Right. What about you guys though? With like your level of posting for each other, how do you guys feel about
Well, he's not
that?
crazy into social media at all. Like he doesn't post anything practically ever.
Mhm.
But he's okay with like me doing it because like he knows that like occasionally like I'll do it or like sometimes like I'll ask because like I don't really like to post him and his daughter because
Mhm.
it's not
Right, respect out of
something for
respect.
me to. But, like,
Mhm.
there's been, like, a few times on, like, Father's Day or whatever, like, I might, like, do something like that just because, I don't know, I just
That's expected.
like, it's important in my life, right? So, like, I just kind of wanna, like, put that out there,
Mhm.
but he doesn't mind that, like, I do, like, occasional, like, stories and stuff like that, and I think that I've only really posted him on my actual, like, feed, like, maybe, like,
Yeah.
once or something, so
Mhm.
he's okay with, like, the occasional stuff, like, I'm pretty sure he's already expecting me to do something for his birthday,
Well,
so
obviously, birthday, vacation, like, something.
yeah, so, like, all that stuff is, like, a definite, right? But, like, he's
Mhm.
he's okay with it, but he's just not, like, crazy about, like, social media,
Yeah.
and, like, I'm not on his on his Instagram, I'm not on his, like, actual page,
Mhm.
but, like, he's, posted me, like, on my birthday and stuff like that,
Right.
but I don't know why I feel a type of way about this.
She said, well, I'm like, "Oh gosh, she's getting flustered. What's she saying over there?"
Well, because I was a little excited when he made me his, like, cover photo and, he did it, like, twice. I think it was, like,
Oh
2 different pictures, and I don't know, I just, like, got excited because I'm like, "Okay, yeah, like, go ahead, put me on there, make sure."
yes. One of the first people you gonna see when you enter this page.
Exactly, so make sure these people know the deal, alright?
Right.
But it's not something, constant, but at least that one's, like,
Mhm.
always up there, so I'm like, "Okay, that's good enough for
Hey.
me."
But it's nice because it's like, I feel like it's I don't know how to word it, but it's just, your man is even more into you,
Yeah.
when they want to broadcast you in some way.
Especially when they're not, like, into social media like that, I think. If it was,
Right.
like, a thing that they did all the time or whatever, it'd be like, "Okay, that's, like, not as special or
Right.
whatever." So
Right. I think that is just another it's like another sign of affection,
yeah.
It's just another way of showing it. And I think that's so cute. Yeah, it's just laugh because you're
Uh,
gotten all flustered over there. You're like, "Ah." I'm like, oh gosh,
because,
what
I
is
don't
she
know,
about
it
to
just
say?
listen, we've been through a lot and,
hmm
I don't know, it meant something to me. I don't think he
Right.
knows or understands or cares or whatever, but to me,
hmm
that went a long way. So the day he decides to change it, I don't know how I'm gonna feel now, but
I'm gonna have to text him and tell him to listen to this episode.
oh, I'll beat you.
You won't know.
I will know.
And just speaking of men listening to episodes, there is absolutely nothing more awkward than your man sitting right next to you on the airplane listening to your downloaded episode on his phone,
Oh my god, no, he wasn't.
talking about he don't put the ketchup back where I like it.
Oh no, why can I actually see this, like, going down and he have his little spicy little attitude too about
Oh
it?
my no, he's actually fine when he listens to our episodes, but it's
Oh
just
my
always
god.
so weird for me because it's like I'm just chilling, it's like I think we already had taken off at that point.
Mhm.
So we're just, chilling in the air, flying. And
Look
I'm just
over.
like I know, I'm just like
Oh.
in my phone, minding my own business, and he takes his phone and shows me. He's like, look.
Oh my
And I look and
god.
I'm like, do you have to listen to that right now? Like I'm right here. So
That's
weird.
awful.
And he literally will be listening and he'll pause that shit. He'll ask me a question like, oh, so this
Oh
oh, so this,
no.
that, and the third. And I'm like,
Oh no.
no, no. And then he's like, pause it again. He's like, yeah, you really are a person about reflections. You do like to reflect. I don't know why Cassie doesn't like to reflect. You always like to reflect. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Can
Oh
you just,
no.
can we fast forward to the end? You don't got no music to listen to?
Right?
Like,
Oh my god, no. So whenever,
yeah.
like, I've made him subscribe to, like, our page and of course, and
hmm
so we watch YouTube a lot on the TV, so, like, our episodes will, like, come up there on the TV, which is also different seeing your shit come on the TV.
Yeah.
But, I'm like, "Oh god," like, sometimes, like, him and his daughter will, like, just, like, stop and, like, start listening to it, and I start freaking out. I'm like, "Can you guys not do that when I'm here?" And it's, like, loud as hell, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, like, please don't." And I think it's, like, the funniest thing in the
Right.
world. So, like, whenever I
Oh
see it,
my.
I click on
Yeah.
it, I hit the like button, and then I back out of it really quick before, like, we even
Right.
say
Hurry up.
anything. Like,
Yeah, like, y'all ain't gonna see this. Nope. Mm-mm.
no.
Like, they can't go ahead and find the page, but that's fine.
I know, like, can you not do it in front of me? Like, just listen to it in secret and, like, if you just wanna be like, "Hey,
Right.
so I, like, listened to some" like, okay, cool, but, like, don't
Right.
let me know about it,
Don't let
especially
me be
when
in
it's
the moment
happening.
with you.
Yeah, no, that's
Yes.
that's not okay,
Yes.
stop. doing that.
Right. Like I if one of y'all or both of y'all are listening, do not listen while we are with you. This is for time to yourself with us away,
Yeah,
and you do it in your own time, not on
exactly.
our time.
See, but at least you know he listens. I don't know if mine does or not. He might dabble, like, occasionally, but
Mhm.
I don't think he's, like, dedicated to listening to every full episode.
Yeah.
At
So
least
he may not get the full picture.
what I know. I don't know. So, at least you know, but I kind of like not knowing.
I don't know. I feel like kind of like knowing is just like I go into like oh shit mode. And I'm like, damn, what episode is that? What did I just talk about? I was like, did I talk shit? I don't know if I just talk about. Oh my gosh, what? Oh, oh. All right, enjoy. Let me go ahead and find something else to do in another room.
I mean, I don't think we're ever that bad. I don't think we talk that much
No,
shit, but, just
no,
girl
we
chat.
don't talk shit. And honestly, like if I talk to you about it, I've already said something to him about it. So he's probably just annoyed with me at that point, or he tired of hearing it, and then he's gonna listen to the episode and hear it again. So
That's on
kudos.
him.
Kudos to you, boo. That's fine.
Right, right.
But yeah, so that should be interesting. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this on up. And I just want to say, I hope you have a lovely, lovely vacation. I know by the time this episode drops, you already will have been on vacation because we always record in advance.
Yes,
But I do hope you have a wonderful trip and you take some awesome pictures. And I would say bring back some heat, but I know like that's not realistic at this time of year. So
definitely not.
we'll take what we can take. But I hope you have a blast.
Thanks, girl. I hope so too.
Yes. And for our listeners and viewers, we appreciate you tuning in to another episode with the girls here on Mindset Talks podcast. Check out our social medias Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We're on the radios at 9 a.m., WDJY 99.1 FM. So we're kind of everywhere right now. So I hope you're not sick of us yet because we're going to keep it coming.
We sure are.
We'll see. We'll talk to y'all later, guys.
Bye, guys.